Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you very much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look here at Gala, seeing what's going on. I got a request here from one of our community members. Greatly appreciate that. Looks like Providence71. I think you've been with our community for a few months now. Greatly appreciate you being around here for all that. Actually, you've been around for a lot longer than the average person, so appreciate it. We'll go ahead and get this on over to you here, of course. And if you are new to the channel, keep in mind we have a Discord. Obviously, you can jump on over here and join the likes of our awesome traders. You can also be part of our trade results if you want to become part of our premium group. We do have a nice short that we took here from Lever. It took us 7 days for 120%. Keep in mind this is only 5x leverage. They're very safe trades, if you will. 51% from AVAX in about 2.5 days there. Fourth target trade is still open, looking for our final target. So again, just keep in mind awesome stuff available there. Also, too, if you are new to the community or just you've been watching my videos for a while, I'm partnering with a new exchange that has no KYC, no VPN required. I'll get that information out to you soon. Just make sure we have like some bonus features available. So when you register, you get some nice options there. Okay. So just bear in mind that's coming here in the near future. So at this point, we're going to take a look here at Gala. There's actually some cool stuff here for me. We've got a double bottom potential here, including a few other important factors on the daily. So let's actually start with the daily first so you can kind of see what I'm referring to here. And keep in mind, let's quickly draw this out here as well. You got to recognize we haven't broken bullish yet. So just try to remain patient here. I mean, you can kind of see these candle wicks here. Numerous attempts to create a higher high and haven't happened yet. Okay, so we're still on the wrong side of the tracks here. So we need to understand that that's kind of working against us. First thing we want to look for is to be able to break this descending trend, potentially go range bound, and then start establishing higher highs and higher lows from there. Okay. So let's see if we're even on the horizon for that. So let me go ahead and remove this previous alert, and we'll go ahead and see what's going on here. So we got to, first of all, this hasn't happened yet. Today's candlestick hasn't closed, and it technically hasn't crossed yet. We could very well see a bounce, but we have a MACD divergence on the daily, telling us the overall momentum has shifted, or is shifting, hasn't officially. We've got money flow index coming down over the last few days. Keep in mind, this is a 14-day average on RSI. So truth is, this increase occurred more, basically a week or so ago, whereas the last couple weeks here, we've seen the price starting to dissipate, and of course, the RSI tapering off. So more money is flowing out of this coin than in. Big surprise. It happens quite a lot with this coin, unfortunately. We did establish higher highs and higher lows, but we've since lost that most recent support. So we're going to draw this out here. Actually, hold on. Let's go ahead and delete that. Let's pull this guy out over here as well, so we can kind of see that as a potential resistance zone. So we need to be mindful of a most recent high, didn't hold as the most recent low, therefore still a resistance level. Okay. Furthermore, let's go ahead and take a quick look at Fibonacci and see if there's any potential here. Keep in mind, we did sweep some liquidity here. In fact, let's get rid of this Fibonacci level here first so you can kind of see what I'm referring to. When you take a closer look, you can see what a previous liquidity level. We had a candle wick down here, basically sweeping that lower liquidity and potentially bouncing off that level. Okay, so a lot of times when you try to set limit orders, set them just below liquidity levels, because oftentimes they'll get filled and you can get right back up to in profit almost instantly. This happens quite a lot. So look for liquidity. Unfortunately, right now that has been swept and already filled. We have this sell side liquidity from previous time frames as well from our fair value gap. So right now we kind of had this nice little bounce, for lack of better terms. Okay, it's not perfect, it's not great. We're still descending adversely or negatively, if you will. But the truth is here, we're getting closer to the bottom. Okay. What we'll do is we'll compare this with Bitcoin's chart here as well on the 4-hour, just to give you perspective here. So if you take a look at this here, Gala, and look at Bitcoin, there's somewhat of a similarity there. In fact, let's go ahead and get rid of these liquidity levels here, just so you can kind of see a little more clear. Ever since Bitcoin started to digress on Sunday the 7th of October, we've seen the same thing for Gala. In fact, it was trying to break through this resistance level and couldn't. Okay, so the truth is right now, while it still looks juicy, could very well continue lower. What we want to look for is for this guy right here, cross this plane here, to establish that as a new low. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Ultimately, that's a trend reversal. But now that liquidity has been swept, there's a solid chance we could very well see the price action recover because of that. We also have a double bottom pattern too as well on larger time frames here, and you can kind of see that we are looking at a potential increase from here. I like to emphasize the word potential, though. There's definitely no guarantees. Do not go hard on a long position. I would say low leverage, low position size, always the way to go. I'm much more of a safer, longer term trader. There's a reason I've been trading for over 20 years, not necessarily exactly in the crypto market that entire time, but I come from trading futures with crude oil, natural gas, day trading a lot of ETFs, and looking at Gala here, it's exuding a lot of similar behavior for more bearish divergence. Okay, keep in mind we're close to 70 on the RSI. We're bounced off that level, so I do think the bottom is tentatively in. We're also converging on the MACD here as well in the 4-hour. This is a transitionary time frame. It's like maybe you might be thinking like, hey, how can you have a divergence on the daily and a convergence on the 4-hour? Well, truth is, it takes 6 4-hour candles to make a daily candle, right? So you can have all sorts of convergences in smaller time frames. They eventually translate to a bounce on larger time frames. So at this point here, this does tell us that we could see a shift in momentum. The price action could come up. It is slightly risky, but there's a good chance we could see this little area here at about 1.3, 1.34 retested. It would make sense that there is that potential. Let's take a quick look at the volume profile too, and note that we have a significant amount of volume just above the current price point, and obviously the most at 1.46. That was supposed to hold as a support, but once again, Bitcoin chose to go down from that 27,000 range to mid 26,000 range on Sunday night. This is the same exact spot that happened. Okay, so keep in mind this isn't just an anomaly. Gala didn't just decide to sell off randomly. It's all because Bitcoin chose to do that. Okay, so something to kind of be mindful of here. All right, so let's go ahead and just kind of draw out this little chart here and see. We'll see if this holds, of course. But for right now, we can expect the price to go lower before it doesn't. Okay, that's kind of the presumption. We're below all moving averages. The 20-day SMA is working itself down with this descending trend that I drew out earlier. Everything looks normal here. Okay, the key takeaway is that we're overextended to the downside. We got to bounce off 30 on the RSI, and we now have a natural convergence from that. Is this going to be a dead cat bounce or not? I would recommend waiting to see if we can surpass this level and continue higher. Ideally, in a perfect world, we see the price action break through here and effectively continue to bounce. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this fibs back up here just so you can kind of see what that would look like. A closure above 0.236 here at about 1.35 would be most ideal. Okay, so we're looking for a closure above that level. Between here and there, if you're going to consider a long, consider taking profits just before that level in case it rejects off that range. But for the most part, with us descending, I think it's more likely to presume the price could continue lower. But, and I like to emphasize this, but we did sweep liquidity for the moment. So there's a good chance we could very well be at the bottom too. Okay, again, this is kind of a flip of a coin in a lot of ways. A lot of this is contingent on Bitcoin. So if you feel Bitcoin's going to go up, then a long position from Gala would be appropriate. I think Bitcoin's going to go down, maybe the inverse as well. I don't like shorting this low, personally. I think it's kind of risky, even though obviously the price can continue all the way to zero. There's still a much better chance the price going up than down in the immediate future, just based on us being in this descending type of trend here now for roughly 8 days straight. Most trends finish on the 9th day and continue to reverse themselves. Okay. Hypothetically, we're 9 days or 8 days into this continuation. Tomorrow, the day after, we should see a reversal. Okay. All right, so I'm leaning just like 51% more likely of the price action going up than down, but it's going to give us confirmation that we're looking for if we close above 0.236 here at about 0.0135. That's what we're looking for. Last thing on the hourly, just to quickly clarify here, Ichimoku Cloud, the short run is almost over. Lagging span is soon to intersect. Conversion lines now below the baseline. We've lost that momentum. And even though we haven't surpassed the cloud, hypothetically in 24 hours, if we're over here, we're in good shape to be able to leg up. That's where that natural correction occurs, okay? So I do feel as long, pending Bitcoin doesn't drop and swipe 26,000 completely, we're going to probably see a continuation of the upside here from Gala. I think it seems slightly more likely. Once again, though, we haven't broken this descending trend yet, so the trend is your friend until it isn't. At this point, I would consider trimming or closing some of your short positions and getting ready for a long. I think we're on that transitionary scenario right now. Okay. I hope this was helpful for you. Thanks again so much for watching. Again, you want to become a better trader, CryptoCash.tech is a site linked down below for our premium group there. I'm considering putting a limitation on the group, just so you know as well, because we have a lot of members there. I like to make sure we have a good amount of focus, if you will. So just keep in mind that is available currently, linked down below for CryptoCash Premium, where you can jump on over to, again, our trade signals there and be part of that. We actually had a nice ZRX short as well, hit 50% in 8 hours. Sometimes it happens a lot faster than you expect. Man, this market is something else, isn't it? All right, thanks again for joining me here. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day.